Audio article by the Common Constitutionalist entitled, Leftist Proposes that Graduates Refuse to Pay All Student Loan Debt. The ultra-radical website, The Nation, posted an article on the ways to protest and combat President-elect Trump. Yes, still 2.5 months until his inauguration, and the left is already devising ways to defeat Trump's agenda. No one truly knows what his agenda will be yet, but that makes scant difference to the whiners of the left. However, they admit that if we expect to protest Donald Trump into submission, then we've grievously misjudged our opponent. Gee, it sounds a lot like they hope Trump will fail. Imagine if someone from the right said this about Obama. Oh, that's right, someone did. Recall Rush Limbaugh said of Obama in 2008, I hope he fails. And recall the wails of discontent as if Rush wanted Jesus to fail, although to the left Obama was their Jesus. The author, Ravi Mangala, explains that the best way to resist Trump is not to, but instead to distract him. He tells the reader to, quote, run wild circles around him in a hall of mirrors, set fires and leave him to put them out. Each time he thinks he's cleaned up the mess, make a new one, unquote. Yes, that's real constructive. Of course, these radicals know nothing of being constructive. Rabble-rousing, setting figurative and literal fires is the only thing they know. He writes that student loan debt, which Hillary all but promised to forgive, is a good way to distract the Donald. Mangala says that, quote, nearly 45 million Americans now owe more than $1.3 trillion in student debt, and that this, quote, debt is tantamount to indentured servitude, an undue burden that keeps non-wealthy individuals from starting families, saving for retirement, or owning property, unquote. The figure he quotes is accurate and quite startling, and about the only thing Mangala got right. 45 million is roughly 15% of the U.S. population. To put this into perspective, it's more than the entire black population, which is 13.2% in America, and closing in on the Latino, which is 17%. Mangala proposes a mass boycott of student loans, which he says, quote, could command the attention of the federal government and help impede President Trump from implementing parts of his agenda, unquote, and, quote, has the potential to bring the Trump administration to its knees, as well as the financial institutions that stand to profit, unquote. So everyone just refused to pay back their student loans, and this will somehow bring Trump to his knees. One might say, wow, it's so dull-witted, it's brilliant. You'd be wrong, it's just dull-witted. He concludes this masterpiece of thought by stating that, quote, as radical as the approach sounds, it is a mild measure next to an agenda that seeks to prohibit Muslims from entering the country, displace millions of undocumented workers, strip citizens of their health care, and toss the remnants of our long-suffering planet on the scrap heap, unquote. Of course, Mangala never offers a critical thought as to why there is so much student debt other than to blame others, which is what the left does. It's all your fault that I'm in debt. Never a thought that people are unable to find work to pay back their loans because Obamacare has killed off jobs, as has nonsensical global warming initiatives, illegals displacing American workers, etc. Or that it is the left who insists if one is to succeed, one must attend college, and not just any state school. It must be one of prestige. Don't become a welder. Become a philosopher of gender studies. This is all such silliness proposed by a frustrated leftist who probably himself has a student loan and is upset that Hillary won't be there to forgive it. To this I have an idea for a Trump response. Should such a thing ever actually materialize, it could be accomplished by a single address to the nation. Those who wish to participate in the mass student loan boycott scheme should expect to have their degrees repossessed, After all, if I purchase a car or a boat or a house, etc., on credit, and then later just refuse to pay the loan, they come and repossess the vehicle or the house, etc. Thanks for listening.